Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. Today is Friday. We're in Genesis chapter 4. Thank you so much for tuning in all week as we've been talking about the creation account. In the beginning, God, He created, He spoke things into existence. He spoke out of nothing and something came to be. And so when God speaks, there is power, and there is power in His breath. What did He do? He breathed into Adam, and life came from him. And so what power His word has, what power His breath has in our lives and throughout creation. And so hopefully you have been encouraged all week long. And despite the disobedience of Adam and Eve, which we talked about yesterday, and we'll talk a little bit more about more disobedience and more sin in chapter 4, we see here God's mercy, and we see here that God, despite the disobedience, He's there. He's continuing to be there for us and with us. And so, Adam and Eve, they were fruitful, and they multiplied. They had Cain and Abel. Abel's job was to take care of the animals. Cain's job was to take care of the land. And then we'll pick up in verse 3 of chapter 4. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. Again, his job was to take care of the land, and he just took some of the things and some fruits of the soil and gave it to the Lord. And then Abel his brother also brought an offering of fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must not rule over it." And so here's what the Lord is doing right now. He's saying, hey, you didn't give me your best. Your brother, he gave portions of his firstborn of the cattle or whatever it may have been and gave it to me. And he's like, that's why I gave favor, to your brother. And he's saying, hey, do what's right. You must rule over that sin. I understand that sin is around, but you can overrule it, with my help. Just come to me. Just give me, what I desire. And so he's giving Cain this opportunity to repent. He's giving Cain this opportunity to humble himself. What does he do? Well, he says this in verse 8. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. And we see here a lack of humility. We see here that the Lord was so kind and gracious and gave the opportunity for Cain. And how did he respond? With selfishness. He responded with pride. And then out of that, we see that God put a curse on him. And here's the thing. There are actions and there are consequences to our actions. And so we have to understand here is that, hey, you want to live a blessed life, you want to live a prosperous life, well, do what is right. Do what's right. I mean, I understand that it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. And so many times with our lives, we try to do the easy way. And I was just reading, we're doing a study on leadership, and what we have to do is we have to commit to doing the hard right. Meaning this, we have to do the right thing and commit to it, even though it's hard. So let's choose today, maybe even fast. Today's Friday. Maybe even choose to fast something today, and commit to saying, God, what is something in my life that I have chosen the easy way out? That I want to make a commitment to do the hard right. Go to the Lord today. Find strength in Him, and you will find blessing. You will find favor as you choose to go to Him. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.